Hi, I'm George Peroulas. Coming up next is a brand new show called Below the Line, a show that gives you behind-the-scenes information on working in the entertainment industry, whether it's film, commercials, or television. You'll find out what it takes to get started and succeed. So keep watching. Below the Line starts now.
It's Below the Line with George Peroulas. Tonight's guests are...
Welcome to Below the Line. I'm George Peroulas. This program is designed to entertain and educate you about the entertainment industry right here in this area. Below the Line is a film and TV production term. It includes actors, grips, gaffers, production assistants, hair and makeup artists, the set designer, casting directors, and all the great people who work during a production. We will talk to them throughout this series and learn how their departments work, how they got started, and the challenges they face working in this industry. We'll also talk with directors and producers who work above the line and get an inside look into their world and how all of that began for them. And let's get things started. My first guest is a performer always on the go, and she recently became a published author. Please welcome award-winning actress Catherine Trail. How are you? Great. Thank you. Have a seat. How are you? Thank you so much for coming.
Oh, I'm glad to be here, George. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to just congratulate you on your show, Below the Line. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much.
You know, I always wanted to be interviewed by Merv Griffin, but he died, and now I'm being interviewed by George Peroulas.
Well, I hope I'm good enough, just as good as Merv.
You're better. You're much better.
Now, you've been running all over the country, going place to place this past year. Where have you been?
Well, I've been in Wilmington. I've been in Columbia. I went up to Kentucky to film Rose-Colored Miles a few weeks ago, and finally back home. And who knows where I'll be next time?
Well, you also forgot one place.
Where?
You also forgot that you were in Shelby, North Carolina.
I was in Shelby.
Remember this?
Oh my God, that's us!
That's us.
Oh, where did you get that?
That was, we were working on a film together, and that was during lunch, and Joan Schermeyer took our picture.
Oh my gosh, and so was there stuff in my tooth there? I don't know, I'll have to look.
I forgot about that.
Me too! That's awesome.
Anyway, so we've been busy everywhere. That was a movie that's coming out.
Yes, next year.
Yeah, it's coming out soon as well.
Yeah.
So, Catherine, tell us how you got started acting.
Well, I was in high school and got bit by that acting bug, you know. I joined the drama group at school and did several plays. I still am in touch with my old high school director, Mr. D. And, you know, I've done all sorts of little plays here and there, done church theater, and just have enjoyed it.
You branched into commercials, modeling, film, television.
Yeah.
How do you research for a role?
Well, you just have to, when you get the role, you look at it as how is that person going to react in a scene. You know, it's all about being believable. And the best compliment that an actor can get is I believed you when you said that line. You know, it's really amazing when you put a character on film and you look back at it and you think, wow, you know, I almost didn't recognize myself because I was so involved in what the character was saying and, you know, wanting to mean every line. It does something to the performance.
It's a tough business.
Yeah.
Yeah. For lots of people.
Including me.
In front of the camera as well as the crew, you know, above the line and below the line workers.
That's exactly right.
What is your advice to people considering a career in acting?
Oh, study, study, study. My goodness. After you get an agent, you know, you go out and you take classes. You hang around people who know what they're doing. You know, when you get on sets, I've been on many sets where people will bring in books or magazines, and they want to sit and read. But, I mean, you do your best work by networking and talking with people, picking their brains, finding out what they're doing to make it work, seeing what they've done, how they've done it, and, you know, just really studying a lot. Another good thing is to take some audition workshops, you know, where you go in and you actually do a mock audition, and they teach you how to slate, which slating is actually saying your name. Then you say your agent's name, and then you start your line. You know, you start your sides. And I mean, it's just, you just have to practice and practice, and the more you do it, well, you don't really feel better about it, because sometimes, you know, you stink, and sometimes they don't call you back. But when it works, and you know when you've done the job in the audition that you need to do to get the job, and that's what it's all about, is getting the job. But you still have to practice. It's all part of the game.
It's always a learning experience.
It is.
You never quit learning.
No, you never do. And boy, I'd hate to quit learning, because I mean, I'm just the baby when it comes to this profession, and I hope I stay that way for a long time, because I want to learn some more.
Well, you started acting in theater.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Well, like I said, I got bit by the acting bug when I was in high school. And as a matter of fact, a funny story about that is that I was in a play where I needed a peasant dress. And I was living in the 1970s, and I had nothing to wear. And so my mother offered to make me a dress, and I wore it to the dress rehearsal, and I just thought I was something exciting. And I kept the dress, and I kept it in my closet. My daughter wore it in a play, and you know, I wrote an article about it, and it's going to be published in the Threads magazine. Is that not crazy?
And that's why you're now a published author.
Well,
in addition to everything else that you've done.
Well,
this is a tough industry.
Yes.
What keeps you motivated to keep at this?
Oh, well, you want to work with Brad Pitt, or, well, not Brad Pitt, but maybe Tom Cruise, or, no, not Tom Cruise, maybe George Clooney.
George who?
George Peroulas. Yeah. Well, no, you want to make memorable characters, and that's what I want to do. You know, right now I'm kind of at an age where I'm too young to be old and too old to be young, but there's always seeming to be some strange character that I can play in these movies, like a pissy art critic, or a strange secretary, or maybe even an obscure nurse with unusually large hair. You know, you just never know where I'm going to show up. And so, you know, as long as they have these little parts in there, I'm going to go for them. I like the character roles.
Well, I'm glad you showed up here.
Well, me too.
Well, great. And we'll have more with Catherine Trail when Below the Line continues right after this. With us is Catherine Trail. We want to talk about why you're here and the exciting news that you have. You are an award-winning actress. You won the Best Supporting Actress category at the New York International Independent Film Festival for the film Death, Taxes, and Chocolate.
Is that not crazy?
Tell us how this happened.
Oh my gosh. Well, I answered an audition notice. They were looking for old people. And so I fit the bill, and I sent in my headshot, and I went to the audition, and Bud Dowdy is the director, and I was a nervous wreck, but I sat down, and I spewed that stuff out, and he said, well, we'll get in touch with you next week. And usually when they say, we'll get in touch with you, you know,
don't call us, we'll call you.
Yeah, it's so, you know, so you go home, and, you know, you're supposed to just forget about it. And I basically kind of did. But I got a phone call when I was in World Market with my girls, and it was Ryan McInnes, the production manager of Sheffield Entertainment.
Right.
And he said, Catherine, we'd like to offer you the part of Taylor. And I laid down in the floor, and my girls thought that I had passed out, dead as 4 o'clock, and all of the people in the store came over and were looking over me like, what's the matter? And I said, I got a part in the movie. It was the most exciting day. I have to tell you, it was exciting.